Hi everybody, welcome back. Welcome to new viewers if this is your first time. Thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Laura and you have found my YouTube channel where I am talking about all sorts of knitting and spinning and sewing and crafty things, and as well this is where you can get a sneak peek and some special info on my Etsy shop, which is I Heart You. It's spelled E-W-E like a sheep, and that's where you'll find me most places on the internet. So that is my handle on Instagram, and then on Ravelry I am I Heart You Knits if you need to check out or want to check out some of my projects in a little more in depth. And yeah, there's a link tree down below. So there's a link tree link, and then there will be a direct link to the Etsy shop as well. I have not a lot of knitting to show you, but I have some administrative stuff. I'm going to start a new knit along, so we've got some announcements there, and then I also have a coupon code to give you because I'm really excited to have hit 25,000. 25,000. No, Laura. I hit 2,500 followers on YouTube, and that is just great. It's awesome. You know, like it's I have no words for it. I'm just really glad that you're all here and you're all enjoying and subscribing. Thank you for all of you who are liking and commenting and subscribing. It's so great to have this direct connection where I can kind of reach out and just get a little more in depth than my Instagram, you know, or my other social media. So yeah, I guess I'll just get right into it. So the coupon code is going to be valid in the shop, in my Etsy shop. I haven't decided how long. I wrote down the coupon code. I made sure I got everything all set up. But let's just go on the fly here. I'm going to do it for 2 weeks because I've been updating every 2 weeks on YouTube, so that just makes sense. So that'll give you time to watch and have a look at the shop if you're interested. So the coupon code is going to be good for 15% off. The only thing I'm not going to include is the face mask listings that are made to order, but everything else in the shop will be 15% off, and the code is thank you, but you is spelled, you got it, E-W-E. So yeah, THANKEWE. Plug that in. I'll have this coupon code in as soon as my YouTube video uploads. The coupon code will be active on Etsy, so 15% off anything in the store. I'm like, what else did I want to tell you? And then that will also include the bags that are going into the update on Friday. So once I get those bags that I'm going to show you at the end of the episode here into the shop, I'll make sure that they are also included in the sale. So yeah, it's just a big thank you. Honestly, I'm really yeah, just blown away by your support. It's awesome. And yeah, like I said, I already said all the things that I wanted to say earlier about how much I like this platform and how great it is. So I will stop rambling. I will just get into it here. So the next thing I want to talk to you about is the knit along that I'd like to start on April 1st. So I haven't had a knit along going for the month of March, and I was kind of missing seeing your posts and things. So let's just start another knit along on Instagram. It is going to be a Scrappy Socks knit along. So what I thought we could all do is go through our bins of scraps, which I know we all have, Scrappy sock yarn, and make your own kind of self-striping yarn and make a pair of socks. So they don't have to be patterned. You could just, you know, you could do stripes, you could do something similar to what I'm doing with my stress knits yarn, which I'll show you. It's in this bag back here. Yeah, whatever you want to do, but I was going to suggest Megan Nodecker of the Pip and Pin oh my gosh, that's hard to say. Megan Nodecker of the Pip and Pin podcast She's a pattern designer as well, and she has two sock patterns that I've had my eye on. One of them is the Ocean Drive socks, which I bought, and I was actually planning on doing for the Stress Knits yarn, but it wasn't quite working out. So I think I might actually start a pair of Ocean Drive socks with my Scrappy yarn. Or the other thing I was thinking is her other pattern. It's called the Sprocket socks, and they're really fun as well. So there are tons of patterns out there. I don't want to give you specific patterns because I want to keep this as open as possible. I just want everybody to join and get through some of those scraps that I'm sure you have piling up. So yeah, so that is a Scrappy sock knit along, and so the hashtag for that is going to be Scrappy Sock KAL 21. And I will draw for a prize. I don't know what the prize is yet, but I will dig something up out of my craft room. I always have stuff around here that I can put together a little prize pack for. Maybe some yarn, definitely some handmade goodies that, you know, something from my shop or something that I've put together. So yeah, I really would love it if you could join me in this, and I think I'm going to start, as I said, a pair of Ocean Drive socks myself, and we'll see how far I can get. The funny thing about striping socks and Scrappy socks, which, you know, I know this isn't unique to me, a lot of people find this, is that they just knit up really quickly. There's just something about that, like, engaging, changing colors, and yeah, like, you're just never doing anything for too long. And I think that's why it's so fun, because there's always something coming up, and, you know, oh, a few more rows and then I can switch out colors, or a few more rounds and then, you know, the color work will start again, or something like that. So, you know, it's like that with fading. I'm sometimes like that with color work. But yeah, anyways, I think it'll be fun. Do you guys think it'll be fun? Let me know down below. The next thing I want to talk to you about are my projects that I've been working on. I wanted to thank you, everyone who reached out and sent me advice and messages after I talked about my shoulder bothering me. I'm very happy to report that it's feeling a lot better. I think that I was just kind of pushing myself a little too hard, you know, when I was working, and I think that my nurtured sweater was sort of irritating my shoulder a little bit, just because of all the purling and slipping. I think it was that combining with other things that was sort of bothering me. So I picked up the nurtured again, but I did a few rounds and I was like, oh, this doesn't really feel great. So I thought that I would put that aside for a little while longer and make sure that my shoulder's feeling, you know, more like 100% before I get back into that again. But what I'm finding is that I'm not having any issues knitting socks, which is great. I love socks. I love knitting socks. I knit a ton of them. And so that's just fine with me. So I pulled out this self-striping Felici project, which I showed you last week. And I think I was just around here. I think I might have just finished the heel, or was still in the process of the heel. I might be totally lying to you. I might be further down. You'll probably remember better than me. So anyways, this is one finished sock. I don't know why I didn't put this on my blocker. That would have been smart, Laura, but I didn't. So here, let's just spread this out. There we go. So I have a half object here. So just my standard sock pattern. This is the Fish Lips Kiss heel. I didn't, you know, change yarns or anything. I just used the ball of Felici as it is. So this is Knit Picks Felici in the colorway Summer Camp. And I love it. I think I started them last spring and just basically did the leg of one and then put them away and didn't touch them again. So pulled them back out, finished that, and I've got the heel, just finished turning the heel the other night on my second sock. So that's what I mean about self-striping socks. Sometimes they just fly. Yeah, these have been great. We've been watching some TV. We've been watching that new series of The Stand that's on Amazon Prime. And I have been knitting on this because I really have been wanting to pay attention. I loved that book. I really like Stephen King. So if you're a fan, you might like The Stand. And you might like knitting some socks while you're watching it, like me. So yeah, I don't think I have anything else to say about this. I'm using my Chiaogu circular needles. These are 2.25 millimeter and yeah, 64 stitches, fish lips, kiss heel, an indeterminate amount of ribbing here, 2x2 ribbing. I think I did 3 stripes. And I decided not to match these just because it's been a long time since I haven't matched my stripy socks. So they're a little off, but I actually really like that. You know, I don't mind a little bit of whimsy. It's going to drive my partner John crazy. He just likes things to match. So he's not going to like them, but I will. So yeah, so those have been nice. I've been working a little bit on my Stress Knits yarn socks as well. So here I have a tiny table in front of me. I was going to say, I really think I dialed in the lighting. I don't know what I did today, but I got my lighting just perfect. So we got a bit of natural light, and then I've got a ring light going, and it's really showing off the color as well. I love these. I'm so distracted showing them to you that I can't think of anything to say. I'm having trouble multitasking. So I'm almost at the toe. And this yarn, you know, I talked about this a little bit last time. This yarn is my 7 20-gram minis from the Stress Knits 7-day advent. So they had, Stress Knits had a full advent, but they also had this 7-day advent that you could purchase with 7 20-gram minis. And I bought that because that was perfect for me, just cost-wise and everything. And it gave me something fun to open up on the 7 days before Christmas. So I've been thinking about what to do with these, and I started the Ocean Drive socks, but just because there's so many similar colors going on in each stripe, the color work of the Ocean Drive was just getting lost. It has these little like scalloped bits that go in, and it wasn't doing the yarn justice. It wasn't doing the pattern justice. So I ended up doing it like maybe 2 or 3 rounds, and I realized it wasn't going to work out very well. So what I've done, you can maybe see here, is I've just slipped the first stitch, not the first stitch, I've slipped every 6th stitch. That's a nice way to see it right there. So when I change colors on the first round of my new color, I slipped every 6th stitch to make this little edge here, and it just kind of breaks up the color a little bit, and it gives this sort of definition that runs down the sock. So yeah, I think I got that idea from Amy from the Stranded podcast, but I've seen lots of makers do it before in the past, and I've never done it myself before, but I think it looks really great. So I actually wrote down the colors this time because I don't think I told you what they were last time, and I'm not sure if Stacy from Stress Knits has all these as regular colorways or not, but just in case you're interested, the top is Cold Brew here. This is a 1x1 twisted rib as well. Yeah, I like it. So the top one here is called Cold Brew. This one here is called Bottle Brush Trees. The next one down is called Old Pine. This one here is Fairy Lights. This one is Terrazzo. This one is Glow. And then this is Arm in Arm. So they're just really beautiful, subtle prints. That's probably about right for color right there. They're across 66 stitches instead of 64, and that was just because of the 6-stitch pattern that I was doing here with the slip stitches. yeah, I really like them. I think I'm going to make them maybe a little bit big and put them in my gift bin. You know, I have like a 7.5 foot, so I find that most people have slightly bigger feet than me. And I thought, since there's the 66 stitches on there, maybe I can just add a little bit of length and see, basically see if like I want to keep them or see if I want to give them away. What I've been doing lately with my hand knit socks is I've kind of been creating like a box of socks for myself. So you can't see it today, but in other episodes you might have seen I have a cedar box over there that a friend of mine made. And in it I just put things that have finished but they don't really have a place to go yet, like something that I knit maybe for, you know, a baby, you know, so I can have a baby gift, or, you know, a few toques, or just, you know what I mean, a gift box. Lots of people have this. I don't need to explain this too much. But I also kind of am treating it now like a box of socks as well. I have a lot of hand knit socks, and I talked about this last time. I'm trying to kind of wear through mine and use them instead of continually like adding to the stack. So what I've been doing recently is most of the socks that I finish, I've been actually putting away in there. And then I thought at some point I might go through and, you know, maybe at the end of this year or something, go through and treat myself to a little stack of new socks, maybe at the beginning of the winter or something. So I've actually been kind of looking forward to that. But then the other thing is I have a gift there for somebody if I need it. So it's kind of a box of socks. It's kind of a gift box. It serves multiple purposes for me, but it's handy to have. I never used to do that, and just over the last few years, I think maybe as a knitter we all reach a point where we have so many hand knits of our own that you start to you just want to make things, but you don't necessarily have a person in mind for them. So I've been kind of putting things aside in that little box, and I have to say it's come in really handy quite a few times when, you know, like a little baby pops up somewhere, or you know, a birthday or something that might have slipped your mind or you don't have a plan for. So anyways, that's really all I've been working on. I have no finished objects for you. Oh, I didn't tell you, but you've seen this before. I'm wearing my Soldotna crop. Love it. I haven't worn it very much, but maybe now that the nice weather is here, I can, you know, put some wear onto it, get some wear out of it. I haven't been wearing my knits a ton, but we are starting to, you know, go back out a little bit more. You know, there was quite a few months there where I felt like the only thing that I did was like scurry down to the grocery store, and I didn't really have a reason to dress nicely other than for the podcast. I'm really happy to have the podcast because it gives me an excuse to dress up and make sure that I look nice and do my makeup twice a month, I guess. It's better than nothing. But yeah, so I am going to try and be more conscious about wearing my knits instead of just throwing on the same hoodies and sweaters and things every day. I've just been living in loungewear, but that is this time for a lot of people, I think, just loungewear, or you know, I know a lot of people who are like working from home or doing like top up dressing, which is kind of what I'm doing. I have leggings on underneath. I'm not wearing anything fancy, but my shirt looks good. Anyways, I'm totally rambling. I don't know what I'm talking about. I actually need to pause this. I have a new stitching project that I started. I'm going to go grab that, and then after that I'll do the Etsy shop bags that are coming this week. So I started a new stitching project. Here, it's in the hoop. I'm just going to pop it out. And it's by Hook, Line, Tinker. Again, Hook, Line, and Tinker. I've been showing you a lot of their patterns, but that's just because I've been kind of obsessed. So I've been working through my stash. I have one more to go after this of their patterns. And this is, I think it's just called Bear With Me. And it's just this really cool stitched black bear. And then all the other details here are going to be done in the green. So I've just started the green. And it's really simple as usual. It's just back stitching. There are French knots for eyes. You do 2 French knots there, and then some satin stitching for the nose. But other than that, it's just all straight or back stitch. I really just love hook, line, and tinker patterns. I just love the aesthetic of them. I love how simple they are. You can see I've got 2 on the wall here, 1 there and 1 there, and I think I've stitched 2 more. Yeah, I hung the mushrooms up in our bedroom because it has a bit of yellow in it, and that kind of works with our bedroom. And then I had a moose as well. So if you're interested in trying out embroidery, I would really recommend this shop. I know there are probably lots of other places out there, but I discovered them at Fibrations Victoria, which is like a fiber festival that usually happens in August. So this is going back a few years now. And I think they sold out of the one that I wanted, so I wasn't able to get it that day, but I started following them on Instagram, and I just fell in love with all their patterns, and she's really expanded her offerings since, since when I first found them, which is quite a few years ago. And yeah, anyways, if you're interested in trying out like a simple embroidery project, I just think that they're so nice. I'm not an expert embroiderer by any stretch of the imagination, but these just feel like they're just the perfect size. They're a great kind of weekend or evening project. I'll kind of do, just 1 or 2 lengths of floss a night on them, and they're really satisfying to see stitch up, and they look really sweet when they're framed up in a hoop. So I'm really enjoying those. I've been saving my last one, which is a fox, for, I guess I've just been saving it for last. So I think when I'm done this bear, I'm going to finish that. I have a cross stitch that I need to finish as well, which I don't even know if I've showed you. I started it last summer and I haven't worked on it. It's like a deer head with like geometric, like kind of triangle design behind it. And I pulled it out and I realized that the reason I stopped working on it was one of the colors just wasn't working. It wasn't jiving with the other colors. So I actually just ripped it out, and I'm going to replace it with a different color that'll be more complementary. And now I'm actually excited to work on that again. It's not very far from finished. So maybe I'll put some time in on that and show it to you next time. Yeah, and then the last thing I want to show you is just what's going in the Etsy shop on Friday that I finished so far. I am hoping to do maybe some notions pouches if I have time. I haven't had very many notions pouches in the shop lately. I don't have any pencil cases at all, I don't think. So I'm hoping I'll have some time to do that. It's Tuesday today. Maybe I can probably get a little stack done if I put a day towards it. Either way, maybe some notions pouches, maybe some lavender sachets that aren't finished yet. But what I do have finished are some project bags, which I'm really loving. I have been playing with Tula Pink prints. I put some really cute smaller size bags in the shop just after I recorded last. So like not last Friday, but the Friday before. And there are still a few of those in the shop. Just reach back here, there's this cute like tiger design. I don't think I showed you these last time. Little raccoons. This is the tiger in a different color. So these are my rectangular sock size. Oh, look at that. Look at that. I love it. They're a great sock project bag. They're a great price. I love these bright colors. They work really well for the sock size bags because there's just so much going on. I like having just the one single color or the one single panel. I'll have fun linings inside. So yeah, these are the ones that are going to be going in the shop. They're not in yet, those 2. I've got this other camping one, and this has a really fun bottom on it. And then, oh yeah, I did like a wood print on the inside of this. I really like that one. These are old prints as well. These fabrics are mostly like out of print, like they were available years ago and I picked them up and didn't sew with them right away. So a lot of these are like kind of like vintage or hard to find fabrics. And, you know, I don't have a lot of them anymore, so they're definitely really unique. This one is mostly plain with my linen canvas that I use. It's like a cotton linen canvas, but I just love this. This is my large size zipper. So I've started putting a handle on them, and the large zippers all have a pocket. This one's hard to see because it matches, but there's an interior slip pocket in here, and oh, I really like how this one turned out. I think just the combination of the zipper and the really simple exterior with the patchwork, oh, really like that one. And then these are from her Tulip Pink Handmade collection, which I think came out in early 2020, or it might have been late 2019. So a lot of them are kind of sewing themed, but I thought that they would appeal. Just the scissors, the bobbins, this is a maker's bag, you know, even if maybe it's supposed to be for knitting. I just thought that they're still beautiful prints, so I hope you do too. Yeah, and as you can see, it's got a pocket in there. This is probably easier to see on that contrast. And then I've got that same print in this beautiful pink and orange. And like, just look at the detail in these. Tulip Pink's one of my favorite designers. I'm sure I've told you this 1,000 times. She's the reason that I got into like quilting fabric and just got kind of obsessed with her design, and I love the detail that she puts in her bags. I am so rambly today, I'm sorry. I love the detail that she puts in her fabrics and the thought that goes into them. This has this really nice speckled linen base, so it's a pink with, it's just shot through with like little slubby tweed, and then this lilac with a matching pocket. I had a lot of fun making these. I hope it shows. I had a lot of fun playing with the fabrics and combining them this week. It just sort of worked out. This one is these like vintage sewing machines. And, well, I guess it's more vintage style. They're not really vintage, but I love the lining on this one, and I love the pockets on this one too. Ah, they look so good. There's metallic on those pockets. These are the XL drawstring, which is the midi Finch bucket pattern by Stitch Mischief, and I just do the pocket on the one side. So they've got the handle and the drawstring, and one large pocket down there that you can put your pattern folded in half, and then there's two small pockets, one on each side there. So that one with the sewing machines in blue, and then this one is just this really nice like hand stitching, so like hearts and scissors and darning needles, and then on the inside it's got this really fun print and a pink pocket. I love how these turned out. I don't know what else to say. I just really like them. I like all the bags I make a lot, but sometimes I just get into kind of a groove where it just feels like, oh, you know, everything was really working out this week. So yeah, so have a look at the shop now if you like, and see if there's anything in there you want to snag with that 15% off coupon. And then please have a look on Friday as well. I will post on Instagram when the update has been uploaded and is ready to shop. And as I said before, all of the new items will also be included in the 15% off sale. So everything in the shop is going to be 15% off. The only exclusion is the made to order face mask listings. So those will just be regular price, but I do have some ready-made face masks in there that I will include in the sale. So yeah, thank you. You know, that's just a thank you from me to you, and really appreciate, yeah, your support, and really appreciate that you've helped me grow my YouTube channel. and just reach some new people. It's been really fun. I have to say, like, over the last few years, my Instagram has sort of plateaued. I think I have fewer followers now on Instagram than on YouTube. Not that that matters, but what seems to happen on Instagram now is I get a few new followers, but I'm kind of losing followers, growing really slowly. I don't know if they're bots or what, or if it's just, everyone, the algorithms for hiding their posts and stuff. I don't know if that's it or not. It's probably that I'm just not very consistent with my posting, but I can't be one of those people who's posting like 2-3 times a day. It just doesn't work for me. So anyways, what I'm trying to say is I just want to thank you all for being here, and yeah, thanks for supporting this endeavor. It's been like 6 months now, I think, since I put out my first episode. It might actually be 6 months, like almost to the day. That would be funny if it was. But I'm really, really just impressed with myself in a way that I've kept this up for 6 months. And I'm honestly a little shocked that people are willing to come back and listen to me and my little rambles about knitting. So anyways, I think that's pretty much it for me, but big thank you to everyone who's been out there and supporting me and other makers. On behalf of myself and other makers, we really appreciate it. And yeah, so I hope that you're all doing really well, and I hope that you are safe and in your happy space and your crafting space, wherever that might be. And yeah, just take care, enjoy. I hope the spring is starting to hit you where you are, and that you're in a good crafty place. I guess that's the best I can wish for you. So thank you again, and we'll see you again soon.